Have you ever stood in front of the snack shelf, staring at chocolate on one side and cookies on the other, feeling your brain wobble like a confused jellyfish and wondering, am I really choosing this? Or was I always going to grab the chocolate anyway? Or maybe you then noticed moments when you decide to be kind even though you retired, or decide to try again even though quitting would be much easier, and you think, wait, where did that decision come from? Those curious moments lead to one of the biggest, twistiest questions philosophers love to chew on like a very serious piece of bubble gum. What is free will? Free will is the idea that you get to make real choices, that your decisions are not just buttons being pressed by fate, habits, or some invisible remote control hidden behind the couch of the universe. It's the feeling that when you say yes, no, I'll try, or no, absolutely not, those words actually belong to you. At first, free will feels obvious because you choose what to say, what to think about, how to act, and whether to laugh at a joke or pretend you didn't hear it. But then philosophers show up and politely ruin the simplicity by asking tricky questions, like, what if your choices are shaped by your personality, your past, your brain, your mood, and the situation you're in? After all, you didn't choose your parents, your country, your first language, or whether broccoli exists, and all of those things influence how you think and act. Some thinkers say free will means being completely free, like a superhero floating outside the universe making choices without any rules, causes, or influences at all. But other philosophers gently shake their heads and say that kind of freedom might be impossible because humans don't live in empty space. We live in real lives with rules, limits, and consequences. Instead, they suggest a different idea. Free will is not about being free from everything, but about being free enough to think, reflect, and choose how you respond. Think of it like steering a boat on a river. You didn't choose the river, the current, or the weather, but you can still hold the steering wheel, adjust your direction, and decide whether to crash into rocks or aim for calmer water. Your thoughts, habits, emotions, and experiences are like the river's current, pushing you in certain directions. Free will is the moment when you notice the push and say, okay, but what do I want to do with this? Some scientists point out that your brain starts preparing actions before you even notice you're remaking a choice, which makes free will sound a little suspicious, like it might be late to its own party. But philosophers respond by saying free will isn't just about the first spark of a thought. It's about reflection, self-control, and the ability to pause, reconsider, and change course. You might feel angry instantly, but free will is what helps you decide whether to shout, stay silent, explain your feelings, or take a deep breath like a wise turtle. That pause, even if it lasts only a second, is a powerful little space where freedom lives. Free will also shows up when you choose your values, deciding what kind of person you want to be, not just what feels easiest in the moment. You can choose honesty even when lying would save you trouble, kindness even when being mean would feel satisfying, and courage even when fear is tapping loudly on your shoulder. Those choices don't come from nowhere. They come from you thinking about who you are and who you want to become. Some philosophers say free will is like a muscle. The more you practice making thoughtful choices, the stronger it gets, and the easier it becomes to act in ways that match your values instead of your impulses. Other thinkers describe free will as a story you are writing, one decision at a time, where each choice adds a sentence to the kind of character you are becoming. You can't rewrite every page, but you can influence the next paragraph. And that means even small choices matter, like choosing to apologize, choosing to try again, or choosing to listen when someone else speaks. Free will doesn't mean you always make perfect choices, because mistakes are part of being human, not proof that freedom is broken. In fact, learning from mistakes is one of the clearest signs that you have free will, because it means you can reflect, adjust, and do better next time. So when you ask, what is free will? The most thoughtful answer is that it's not magic freedom without limits. It's the ability to think about your actions, understand your reasons, imagine alternatives, and choose how to move forward within the world you're in. It's the quiet power to say, I could do this, but I choose that even when the choice feels hard. Next time you make a decision, big or small, from helping a friend to choosing which snack to grab, take a second to notice that moment of choosing. That moment is you using your free will. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it's real. And every time you use it thoughtfully, you shape your life, your character, and the kind of person you are becoming one choice at a time.